blaze more. We carve more. We explore more. We fly more. We win more. Indeed, Arctic riders ride more. It's there from the day you are born, the urge to throw a leg over the saddle. Some of us figure it out early. Some of us are lured to the throttle later on. One truth remains. Great snowmobiles like the ones you see here make you want to ride. Today, tomorrow, the next day, every chance you get. What comes of it is a unique breed of snowmobile that continues to thrill and inspire legions of Arctic Cat riders around the world. The technology that makes these snowmobiles better never ceases to evolve. Big changes this year include new clutching from Team Industries, delivering smoother, cooler, more durable performance. The ZR turns a sharp corner with suspension technology that delivers more control. The crossover lineup hones in on 3 styles of riding: trail, mountain, and touring. In the mountains, an all-new suspension answers the call of the boondocker. The touring lineup grows with the introduction of a new engine, the quietest, most efficient 4-stroke yet. And finally, in the utility segment, we introduce the Pro Ute chassis, the foundation of the all-new Bearcat, featuring the new WR3 transmission. Our drive to design and build better snowmobiles is unrelenting. Chassis are lighter, engines are more powerful, suspensions are more refined. Even when you ride at cloud level, nothing elevates your experience like your Arctic Cat snowmobile. Maybe that's why you can't get enough of it. Maybe that's why you ride more. When you live for speed, every detail matters. That's why we've thought of everything for the 2016 ZRs.
My first race was probably in 1994. Did a buddy race back in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. That's where I'm originally from. Ran one of my dad's old race sleds. From then on, I did a little bit of racing until even when I started here at Arctic Cat in 2001, I was still able to do some cross-country racing and been able to hold that through up until this year. Hope to continue to race. We used racing as a development tool for our production units, and I've been fortunate enough to be involved with both the racing and now as product team manager, carrying those things over that I learned on the racetrack to our consumer models. Examples of that would be the Arctic Race front suspension that we have on the Pro Cross. We've been racing with Team Industries driven clutch and drive clutch for many years. We're now bringing that into the production models for model year 2016. Good product that Team Industries has developed with Arctic Cat, and we look forward to that improvement on the production packages this year. So new for 2016, we're building 2 different models of the ZRs, a 129-inch model and a 137-inch model. In the past, the 137s had been named more of an XF, but due to the fact that the customers are riding these snowmobiles on the trail, it comes with the slide action suspension. It's just a little longer brother of the 129 version. We've found that the 137-inch spans the bumps a little bit better in certain circumstances, and it also complements the 4-stroke engine packages, being they are a little bit heavier up front. Having that extra track on the ground helps balance the sled out. Up front with the Arctic Race suspension, we've got 4 different suspension packages. The mildest of the group is the LXR package. That comes with Arctic IFP gas shocks, aluminum bodied, a very good quality shock with a coil-over spring. More for the plush ride, the guys that like to run the trails that are chopped up. Into the Snow Pro package, that comes with the Fox Float 3. The Float 3 is calibrated a little bit stiffer than the LXR package. Still gives you a good ride on the trails, but it's also made to get out and hit the crossings or hit the bigger whoops. We moved from the Snow Pro package to the Snow Pro Limited packages, and this year for 2016, we've got a new shock that we've worked with Fox in developing, and it's called the QS3. This shock is different than any other shock that's out there in the snowmobile industry right now, in the sense that it gives you 3 distinct suspension package positions. You've got a soft position, medium, and stiff. There's a wide range between each one of these positions. a very nice hand knob that's easy to get at and make the adjustment, the customer is not going to be confused on what setting he's at. So it's either soft, medium, or stiff. It's easy for him to hop off, make the adjustment on the trail, and get back on the trail and ride. So the RR is the most aggressive package that we have, and it comes with the same shocks that we put on our ZR6000R XC. So it's race proven on the cross-country terrain tracks, and we calibrate that package to go racing. Fox Evils and the RC2 shocks in the rear, you're able to make such a wide range of adjustment that we're able to set it from the factory towards the softer side and let the customer bump it up as he needs to. If you're a guy that likes to get out, pound the ditches or run the off-trail stuff, 1 to 2 foot whoops, sled's built to handle that stuff.
Even when you're not racing, you ride to win. And that's why you'll love the new 2016 ZRs from Arctic Cat. The 2016 ZR lineup is built for speed, with a chassis and suspension that perform in all conditions. Arctic Cat Performance Team Manager Brian Dick discusses how the technology delivers such an amazing ride.
In 2008, I became project engineer on the race sled, and that was my primary objective at Arctic Cat, was to develop a new race sled, both for snowcross, cross-country, and some use in enduros. And that gave me the opportunity to really both test my racing abilities and bring it back to the engineering, and then take those systems that we developed for that snowmobile, and that's what we ended up using, was the 2008 through 2011 race sled as a development tool to help develop the 2012 Procross chassis. The Procross chassis is a very strong chassis. It's got a 2-piece tapered tunnel design that gives you great stiffness as well as good ergos, with the sidewalls being tipped in, allows the rider to stand up, sit down, nice transition. Moving up to the front bulkhead area with the lower frame design is all a boxed in, very rigid chassis that ties in with the side and overspar structure. So all in all those components bolted together box the Procross chassis in and make it very durable, very rigid, and lightweight. We learned a lot of what we learned on the racetrack to help develop the Procross Proclimb Arctic Race front suspension. It's very unique compared to a lot of the other snowmobiles out there, with its wide arms, forged aluminum spindles. Not only does it make the suspension function well, but it also helps with the chassis design. So with the wide spacing, what it does is it allows the suspension linkages and all the joints, if there's any bit of clearance, which every bushing axle has to have, having the upper and lower arms spaced further apart keeps a tighter suspension system overall. So that's one of the big advantages with having that upper and lower arm spread apart as far as we do. Slide action suspension's been around since early 2000s. It was developed on the racetrack with Russ Ebert, Kirk Hibbert. They raced it for quite a few years in development. It's got a great geometry to it in the sense and how it functions. It's the only coupled suspension in the industry that allows you to control transfer but yet maintain full front arm travel. So that's the big plus with that suspension, is that how it slides in the front arm as it couples up in the rear and maintains the front arm travel, but yet still gives you good cornering.
Winning performance built into every 2016 Arctic Cat ZR. The 2016 ZR lineup offers a full range of power options, all built to deliver. Arctic Cat Performance Team Manager Brian Dick gives us an overview.
So with the ZR family lineup, we start out with the ZR 4000, which is the 500. That comes in an LXR and an RR model. And the RR model is what's replacing the SnowPro 500 this year. So that's what our racers are going to be racing on the racetrack. You step up to the ZR 5000, that's the 1100 naturally aspirated 2-cylinder 4-stroke. Very good, very fuel efficient, clean engine. Go from the 5000 up to the 6000, you bump up just a little in horsepower, and then you move into the all-new C-Tech 2 6000 series. We also have the 7000 3-cylinder and 8000 and the 9000 1100 turbo.
These engines are all built to perform, starting with the 4000. The 499cc liquid-cooled twin is the ideal engine for a wide range of riders. This engine represents tried and true two-stroke performance. It is the right combination of performance, reliability, and value. There is more fun to be had with this little engine than you'll know what to do with. But you'll figure it out. The 5000 is the first four-stroke designed specifically for snowmobiling. The 1056cc mill has been in the lineup long enough to achieve perfection. The price is low, the efficiency is high, and with 125 class horsepower, this engine is in good company among its prestigious brethren. This quick-revving 125 class horsepower C-Tech 2 workhorse is the product of our world-class engine assembly plant in St. Cloud, Minnesota. The 6000 is one of the most satisfying engines ever to be cradled in the belly of a snowmobile, and one of the most durable.
To win a race, you got to finish the race. To take a snowmobile and beat it across Alaska in the conditions that we did, especially last year, very low snow in spots, hard ice jumps and bumps and frozen rivers, and to have those snowmobiles finish that race, it says a lot for our product.
The electronic oil pump accurately meters fuel-to-oil ratios by RPM and by altitude, dramatically improving oil and fuel consumption. Dual-stage injection provides a clean burn with low emissions. Expect a fuel-to-oil ratio ranging from 65:1 to as high as 90:1, depending on how heavy your right thumb gets. At lower engine loads, the dual-stage injection shoots fuel directly into the combustion chamber on top of the piston. By reducing the distance fuel has to travel, performance, fuel economy, and emissions all improve. In addition to more efficient fuel delivery, the injectors also deliver a small amount of oil to the engine's wrist bearings. Superior lubrication means superior durability.
The 6000 package that we've developed here at Arctic has the quick revving, snappiness, excellent fuel and oil economy. Somebody that's looking at getting into the snowmobile, if they're not looking for that 140 horsepower class, 125 horsepower class isn't too far of a step behind. They're still going to have the power and performance that will satisfy them.
The 7000 four-stroke. Clean technology brings you advanced intake, exhaust, and oil and cooling systems. The 1049cc triple gets a state-of-the-art Arctic Cat fuel management system, creating throttle response that's both immediate and smooth. The sound this 135 class horsepower engine makes will invite you to have your way with the throttle every chance you get. The 8000 is one of the finest examples of liquid-cooled two-stroke refinement ever mated to a snowmobile. 160 class horsepower makes it the most powerful two-stroke engine anywhere. It features a lightweight, quick-revving crankshaft, battery-less EFI, Arctic Cat electronic exhaust valves, twin spark plugs per cylinder, and weight-saving engine reverse technology. The engine NOx sensor provides octane recognition, an advantage that increases your fuel options. Arctic Cat will not be beaten. Not on the racetrack, not on the trail, not on the mountain. The king of all clean technology engines, the famed 1056cc four-stroke turbo has no rival. 177 horsepower is spellbinding. And when you experience 121 foot-pounds of torque at any elevation and temperature, Well, you will understand why some people have to have it all. The intercooled turbo system utilizes 9 pounds per square inch of boost. A wastegate control valve regulates intake pressure to maintain boost pressure and reduce turbo lag. This engine rips. And every new ZR 5000 and up is now propelled by the upgraded Arctic drive system with Team clutches. This year, new clutches from Team Industries bring more durability and easier maintenance. By eliminating belt slippage, these clutches stay cooler under pressure. And when belt and clutch temperatures are reduced, more power is transferred to the track. And if you race to win, the easy, precise tuning helps your machine find the checkered flag.
The team-driven clutch is something that we've been running on the racetrack for the last 10 years. Very proven design. They're well known in the transmission clutch industry, and we're pretty excited to be able to put this product on our performance models this year.
We really liked how their clutch worked. They have a very good reputation of durability. The clutches that we've been running with them, working with them on it, have performed very well. We feel that it's just smoother engagement and works smoother throughout the whole range of gearing, so to speak, and that as the clutches go from just starting out to wide open throttle, it's just, they feel smooth. And we've seen that the team clutches have been very durable. We've been really excited about them, how they've been working. So we see some benefits there with serviceability and just the strength of the clutch and how it performs has been very good. Arctic Cat's been very big on taking designs that we've done on the racetrack and applying them to consumer sleds, because that's why we race. That's when we race to market the snowmobile, but also to find designs that are going to be what the customer will take advantage of, and the team clutches is one of those where we've seen great success on the racetrack with the team clutch, and now being able to put it in our consumer sleds is very exciting to me.
ZR Power. You either have it or you're trying to catch it. What's in store for you today? Anything. That's the magic of the crossover category. Lakes, trails, forests, meadows, and mountains. They're all on the list of XF adventures. No wonder this is snowmobiling's fastest growing segment. If you like a mix of riding styles, these XFs will get you there, wherever there happens to be. The 2016 XF models come in 3 well-thought-out configurations: the Crosstrek 137-inch, the Cross Tour 146-inch, and the High Country 141-inch.
New for 2016, we have the Crosstrek, which is a 137-based XF model. It's very similar to the ZR 137, but it's coming with some added features and different options to make it more of an on-trail, off-trail vehicle. Coming with the 1.5-inch Cobra track, it's got the SnowPro type suspension package up front with a SnowPro rear package made to carry the extra loads, and the newly designed rear storage saddlebags that are integrated into the rear seat, very easy to take on and off. Comes with a little larger windshield and mirrors. So this snowmobile, the Crosstrek, is going to be in a 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, and 9,000 engine series. It's going to be for that customer that wants to go out on a long trek, run some trails, head across some swamps, lakes, up some rivers.
The crossover segment is a segment that has continued to gain momentum and continues to be more and more popular. It really started out as melding performance and mountain, giving you that ability to get performance attributes on trail, mountain attributes off trail. We have built on that with the introduction of our new XF 7000 Cross Tour, which will be based on a Pro Tour chassis and really will be geared a little more towards that trail or performance end of the spectrum versus the mountain. Still fits into that crossover segment, but it'll be geared a little more towards the trail in some of its features. Heated seat, heated grips, good wind protection, mirrors, good storage and things like that. So you have a lot of the things you want on a good trail sled. They'll still give you the ability to go off trail as well. The Crosster is a solo one-up machine. It's kind of a solo cruiser. Unlike the Pantera that comes with the back seat, this is a much sportier version. Also has the ability to add an easy adapt back seat. One great feature on the Cross Tour is its fuel tank capacity. It comes with a 10.7 gallon main fuel tank and a 4.3 gallon auxiliary fuel tank, which gives you 15 total gallons of fuel capacity, which is class-leading range. The Cruster comes with our 3-cylinder 4-stroke engine. It's the 135 horsepower class, very good low-end torque, very fuel efficient, smooth, quiet, all the things that you'd expect from a 4-stroke, and it makes a great fit for this cross-tour.
High Country is going to be a very good model for a lot of Midwestern guys, or more what we call swamp riders, where they don't necessarily go to the mountains, but they like to go where the swamps get really deep with snow, and then they can play around, you know, up in the UP and up in Manitoba. There's a lot of good swamp running up there, and in Ontario. The High Country has a 141-inch power claw track with a 2 1/4 lug. It gets the new lightweight A-arms, but instead of a 36-inch ski stance, it actually gets a 40-inch ski stance. One of the big benefits of that too is being able to adjust the ski stance and get it down to below 40, and it'll perform well on the trails as well as off trail. The great thing about the High Country is it gives you just like what an M sled has. It's geared as an M sled, but what you get beyond that is you get the wider ski stance for more trail riding, and then you still get the vertical post, but you get in a telescopic post now, so that when you're going from trail to off trail, you can adjust it. You also get the long heat exchangers, so there's not as big a concern of putting scratchers down to maintain the cooling on the trail. You hear of a lot of guys from the Midwest, they'll go and buy the M's and they'll buy a 153 or even a 162, and I always wonder why they don't buy High Country, because it really is the best of both worlds.
The XFs, the Cross Trek, the Cross Tour, and the High Country. Name your terrain, state your intentions, grab hold and conquer. Arctic Cat's XF crossover models are as diverse as the terrain they ride. Many XF riders love flying across miles of trail, while others can't get enough of the deep stuff. That's why XFs come in 3 different chassis types: Pro Tour, Pro Cross, and Pro Climb. The XF Cross Tour incorporates the Pro Tour chassis and is designed to appeal to a long-distance trail rider who may want to do a little off-trail riding as well. Touring team manager Lynn Berberick explains.
The Pro Tour chassis, as opposed to the Pro Climb or the Pro Cross, is obviously it's a little stronger. It's built, it's a single one-piece tunnel. It has steel tube, running board supports, steel tube bumper, things that make it a stronger vehicle for the capability of hauling a little more cargo. Of course, hauling 2 people for a touring application. That's probably the big difference. The front ends are very similar. The front structure of the chassis, the front suspension, very similar to what you're going to see in Pro Cross. But really the differences come from the drive shaft back, and that's it's just a longer chassis with more strength built in, and hauls longer tracks, which are typically a better application for touring. With a 146-inch length, still gives you the ability to get off trail, gives you lots of traction, a lot of track underneath you to get in the powder and do a lot of the fun things out in the powder, but still gives you a good length for spanning the bumps when you're on the rough trails.
The XF Cross Trek features the Pro Cross chassis, which has many performance trail characteristics and is a very good hybrid machine. Let's hear more from performance team manager Brian Dick.
New for 2016, we have the Cross Trek, which is a 137-based XF model. It's very similar to the ZR 137, but it's coming with some added features and different options to make it more of an on-trail, off-trail vehicle. Coming with the 1.5-inch Cobra track. The Cobra's got a little bit more surface area, better cupping action for going through the deeper snow. So it's going to allow the Crosstrek customer to get on and run off the trail in some deeper snow. It's got the Snow Pro package up front with the Snow Pro rear package made to carry the extra loads that you're able to package in the newly designed rear storage saddlebags that are integrated into the rear seat, very easy to take on and off. It's going to be for that customer that wants to go out on a long trek, run some trails, head across some swamps, lakes, up some rivers. It's going to give them a great package for that overall long cross-trek ride experience.
For the rider who wants to dominate the deep stuff, the XF High Country is built on the Pro Climb chassis, as well as a mountain skid frame and track. Mountain team manager Troy Halverson talks about the ride technology engineered into this off-trail leaning crossover.
We still offer the telescopic post in the high country, and we see a lot of value in that because the high country generally is a model where you get a lot of guys that will use it for more trail than off trail. I'd say it's probably more 75% off trail and 25% trail that they'll use the high country with. So that's where the telescopic post really shines, because those guys will have the ability to raise it up when they get off trail and then just drop it down if they're generally more trail riding than mountain riding. The high country has a 141-inch track, power claw track with a 2 1/4 lug. It gets the new lightweight A-arms, but instead of a 36-inch ski stance, it actually gets a 40-inch ski stance. And one of the big benefits of that too is with our new front end and being able to adjust the ski stance, so they can have some adjustment on that high country and get it down to below 40-inch ski stance. And so it'll perform well on the trails as well as off trail.
The XF Cross Tour, the XF Cross Trek, the XF High Country. Hybrid machines designed to fit the way you want to ride. Find yours today. Whether you love riding the trails or flying through the powder, there's a 2016 Arctic Cat XF built for you. And to make sure every sled delivers peak performance, we put a different power package into each member of the XF family. For long-distance trail riding, the XF Cross Tour is the sled to ride. The smooth, powerful 7,000 3-cylinder 4-stroke with 135 class horsepower eats up the miles quickly and comfortably. If you like to color outside the lines, the XF Cross Trek brings great trail performance and real off-trail ability. 4 high-performance power plants are offered to meet all horsepower needs. The 6,000 C-Tech 2 2-stroke, the 7,000 4-stroke, the 8,000 2-stroke, and the 9,000 turbocharged 4-stroke. And if you live to go deep, the XF High Country is your machine. Designed to take on big powder while handling the trail with ease. The 8,000 2-stroke and 9,000 4-stroke provide big power for turning the 141-inch power claw track. Let's look at all the XF engine packages in more detail. This quick revving 125 class horsepower C-Tech 2 workhorse is the product of our world-class engine assembly plant in St. Cloud, Minnesota. The 6000 is one of the most satisfying engines ever to be cradled in the belly of a snowmobile, and one of the most durable.
To win a race, you got to finish the race. To take a snowmobile and beat it across Alaska in the conditions that we did, especially last year, very low snow in spots, hard ice jumps and bumps and frozen rivers, and to have those snowmobiles finish that race, it says a lot for our product.
The electronic oil pump accurately meters fuel-to-oil ratios by RPM and by altitude, dramatically improving oil and fuel consumption. Dual-stage injection provides a clean burn with low emissions. Expect a fuel-to-oil ratio ranging from 65 to 1 to as high as 90 to 1, depending on how heavy your right thumb gets. At lower engine loads, the dual-stage injection shoots fuel directly into the combustion chamber on top of the piston. By reducing the distance fuel has to travel, performance, fuel economy, and emissions all improve. In addition to more efficient fuel delivery, the injectors also deliver a small amount of oil to the engine's wrist bearings. Superior lubrication means superior durability.
The 6000 package that we've developed here at Arctic Cat has the quick revving, snappiness, excellent fuel and oil economy. Somebody that's looking at getting into the snowmobile, if they're not looking for that 140 horsepower class, 125 horsepower class isn't too far of a step behind. They're still going to have the power and performance that will satisfy them.
The 7000 4-stroke. Clean technology brings you advanced intake, exhaust, and oil and cooling systems. The 1049cc triple gets a state-of-the-art Arctic Cat fuel management system, creating throttle response that's both immediate and smooth. The sound this 135 class horsepower engine makes will invite you to have your way with the throttle every chance you get. The 8000 is one of the finest examples of liquid-cooled two-stroke refinement ever mated to a snowmobile. 160 class horsepower makes it one of the most powerful two-stroke engines anywhere. It features a lightweight, quick-revving crankshaft, battery-less EFI, Arctic Cat electronic exhaust valves, twin spark plugs per cylinder, and weight-saving engine reverse technology. The engine NOx sensor provides octane recognition, an advantage that increases your fuel options. Arctic Cat will not be beaten. Not on the racetrack, not on the trail, not on the mountain. The king of all clean technology engines, the famed 1056cc four-stroke turbo has no rival. 177 horsepower is spellbinding. And when you experience 121 foot-pounds of torque at any elevation and temperature, well, you will understand why some people have to have it all. The intercooled turbo system utilizes 9 pounds per square inch of boost. A wastegate control valve regulates intake pressure to maintain boost pressure and reduce turbo lag. This engine rips. For 2016, all the XF models get new Team clutches. This year, new clutches from Team Industries bring more durability and easier maintenance. By eliminating belt slippage, these clutches stay cooler under pressure. And when belt and clutch temperatures are reduced, more power is transferred to the track. And if you race to win, the easy, precise tuning helps your machine find the checkered flag.
The team-driven clutch is something that we've been running on the racetrack for the last 10 years. Very proven design. They're well known in the transmission clutch industry, and we're pretty excited to be able to put this product on our performance models this year.
We really liked how their clutch worked. They have a very good reputation of durability. The clutches that we've been running with them, working with them on it, have performed very well. We feel that it's just smoother engagement and works smoother throughout the whole range of gearing, so to speak, and that as the clutches go from just starting out to wide open throttle, it's just, they feel smooth. And we've seen that the team clutches have been very durable. We've been really excited about them, how they've been working. So we see some benefits there with serviceability and just the strength of the clutch and how it performs has been very good. Arctic Cat's been very big on taking designs that we've done on the racetrack and applying them to consumer sleds, because that's why we race. That's when we race to market the snowmobile, but also to find designs that are going to be what the customer will take advantage of, and the team clutches is one of those where we've seen great success on the racetrack with the team clutch, and now being able to put it in our consumer sleds is very exciting to me.
The 2016 XF crossover models do a little bit of everything while sacrificing nothing.
We have a facility out in Island Park, Idaho, where we get to do all our testing and our durability development. Nice kind of out-of-the-way shop that we can get right up to the mountains and really get real-world testing done. The great thing about a mountain sled is you can make a slight change and see huge differences. And then we can go out and actually run it and test it, and we can really see some big gains. Sometimes we find things that don't work so good. The ones that we find that work very well, we get very excited about, and we can't wait to get into production. This year is one of those years where we found some stuff that have made huge gains to how our new Pro Climb sled works out in the mountains. The new front suspension on the mountain sleds will all get 36-inch ski stances from 38 in the past. Along with a new 36-inch ski stance, we also went to a new style spindle. that gave us a caster change as well to help us get more maneuverability, better side hilling ability, better boondocking ability. Just make the sled more of an extension of yourself and not have to fight it, but be able to run it through its paces with as little effort as possible and as much confidence as possible. With the new ski, we were able to get an inch more width in the front for flotation. But with the new ski, we're able to go all the way down to 35 and as high as 39 by adjustment of the spacers in the skis themselves.
I get to ride some of these prototype parts years in advance. I got to ride this spindle and A-arm setup 2 years ago, and I've been patiently waiting for it to become a consumer, product where I can have it and ride it every single day.
Along with the changes that we made to the front end to make it handle better, we also did quite a bit of work on the rear suspension to improve the balance as well as the ride control.
What we've done is this rail actually comes up approximately an inch higher than our old rail in 15, and the bend here is a little bit different. For better flotation, the Limited also now comes with a 3-inch lug track, and this track is 3.5 pounds lighter than our 2.6 track on the 15s, and it just goes through the snow like no other. It is a joy to ride.
In 2016, we're going to offer a number of different packages. We're going to have engine packages of the 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, and 9,000. In the 6,000 and 8,000, we'll have a base model, a Snow Pro model, and a limited model. The advantage of having all three of those is really getting the customer a lot of options on what they want to purchase, as well as each one of those models will also have an electric start version or non-electric start version, which is important to us because not everybody wants electric start, so we want to really give the customer the opportunity of choosing which package they want. One of the things that we did new this year as well in the 2016s is we have a base M sled. And when I say base, means that it's basically the same as the Snow Pro, except for it doesn't get the float shocks, it gets coilover shocks. So we wanted to give the customer an opportunity to have a sled that if they didn't want the float shocks, they wanted a little less expensive snowmobile, they could buy a base model that was actually a very good mountain sled.
The 2016 M SE models are available in 141 and 153-inch Power Claw tracks, both with 2¼ inch paddles. For riders looking for a more versatile ride, the M Snow Pro package comes standard with the adjustable Fox Float 3 shocks. Available with 153 and 162-inch Power Claw tracks, the Snow Pros offer added float with 2.6-inch paddles. For even more backcountry performance, the M Snow Pro Limited package includes precision adjustable E-Bowl shocks, ample rear storage, goggle bags, and a premium front bumper, in addition to the all-new snow-gripping 3-inch paddle track.
I feel like Arctic Cat's hit a grand slam with this snowmobile. The new M8000 153 Limited snowmobile comes straight out of the box like a complete mod sled. This snowmobile is capable of doing anything you want to do. As a professional snowmobile rider, I'm testing this snowmobile every day, and this snowmobile's testing me. I can't ride this thing to its potential as a stock snowmobile. It's just awesome the places it'll go.
The HCR hasn't changed a lot in regards to what an HCR means. We build it with the 2.6-inch track, in the 153 length. We build it with a tether so it's ready for racing. It's got the vertical post like our Snow Pros do now as well. So we figured we'd build the Snow Pros and the Standards and the Limiteds all with the fixed vertical post because we wanted the lighter weight. We got beat up a little bit against some of our competitors that were not as light as them. But through talking to customers and different aftermarket companies, I know that our product is very durable. And in fact, a little story that one of our project engineers, Todd Tupper, was talking to one of his buddies that happened to buy a new M7000, and he's asking Todd, okay, what do I need to do to make it strong? So, what do I need to add? And Todd said, you don't need to add anything. It's ready to go. And this guy was coming off of of a competitor's sleds where he had to add some extra bracing because they're having some durability issues, and he was surprised that he didn't have to do anything to his new M sled. It was just, it's ready to go. It's not going to break. And we felt that that was very important, in that we'd love to be the lightest guy, but we also want to be the strongest guys.
However you like to ride in the mountains, you can do it on a 2016 Arctic Cat M. Lighter, stronger, more maneuverable, and more capable than ever. With its ultra-rigid construction and neutrally balanced rider position, the ProClimb chassis incorporates stampings, forgings, and castings for maximum strength. Its design seamlessly integrates all of the load-bearing components, eliminating chassis flex and fatigue. But the best thing about the ProClimb is it keeps getting better. Troy Halverson and his team of engineers discuss some of the significant upgrades in 2016, starting with the front suspension.
When we came out in 2012, we had a 40-inch wide front end. We got some feedback from the customers that it's a bit wide, so we dropped it down to a 38-inch. And we wanted to test, as we've been going along, test narrower yet. When do you get to the point where it's too narrow and starts feeling tippy on the trail? Because we're concerned about that as well. With testing, we went to a 36-inch ski stance, and we're pretty excited about it because we didn't have issues with tippiness on the trail, but yet the benefit of it is that you can get it to lay on its side a little easier. You can fit in through tighter areas, tighter trees. Especially boondocking is becoming way more popular for guys because they're not necessarily the point and shoot guys anymore. They're seeing if they could wind their way through the trees.
So we've got our new mountain ski here, which it starts out at 7 inches wide and then tapers down to 6.5 inches wide. It gives this snowmobile much better floatability. We've changed our keel a little bit to help us steer and control down the trail. We also have the ability to change our ski width. We wanted to give our consumer much more ability to adjust his front end. Not everybody is going to want to run a 36-inch front end. Some guys may want to push it out to a 38-inch, which is available to do in this ski here. And if a guy thinks he wants to be a little narrower than 36, he can also take it to 34.
But along with it, found some very big improvements with working with the caster angle of our front end. When the caster angle is how the spindle lays with the A-arms. When the ProClimb was first developed, we had a 17-degree caster angle. We like that because in the cornering, the ski wants to stay flat to the ground so you get a good sharp edge to bite through the corners. The drawback of that on the mountain sled is when you're side hilling and you counter steer as you're going along the side of the hill, that outer edge of the ski wants to dig into the side of the hill. So by laying back the spindle to a 27-degree caster angle, we see that when you counter steer, that outer edge of the ski that's inside towards the hill is actually raised up out of the snow a little more. So you're kind of gliding along the surface of the side hill instead of trying to dig into it.
And with this caster change, when you turn the steering, the skis have a more angle to them. They roll up. So we see that on the cutting on the hillsides, the ski kind of follows the terrain of the hill, so you're not using as much effort to hold the side hill of the ski in there. It kind of rolls up the hill with you, so that helps with the side hilling a lot and help you maintain your line.
Along with that caster angle, though, is we came up with a new spindle design. We really like it because it's not necessarily a lot lighter, but what the benefit you get from is when you're going through the deep powder and you're turning the skis, you can see it's a very narrow window that you're not letting the snow impede your forward progress. The snow actually wants to slide off of it rather than on our other spindle, it wants to dig into it and try to stop you. So this new, although looking also very different, it's actually got a huge function to it in that it helps you glide through the snow better. And then also when we went to this new design and changed the caster, we were able to go to a different upper A-arm to where we could get some weight out of it. So we found some good weight reduction with the spindle and the A-arms, and going to a 36-inch ski stance, we were able to take 2.4 pounds out of the weight of the snowmobile.
This snowmobile transfers a lot better through the snow. The front end feels lighter. When you're doing elevators or downhill powder turns, there's no resistance on the front end. It doesn't want a high side. It goes through the trees effortlessly. You can be very, very confident in making a turn. This snowmobile cuts one line through the snow. Feels like the side panel and the spindle are all in one line. I feel like it's made me a better athlete being able to do that.
Along with the changes that we made to the front end to make it handle better, we also did quite a bit of work on the rear suspension to improve the balance as well as the ride control.
And what we've done is this rail actually comes up approximately an inch higher than our old rail in 15, and the bend here is a little bit different. For better flotation, we've gone to a 12.5 inch front arm shock versus the old 11 1/4. Now we also have 6.5 inches approximately of front arm travel, where we were at only 4 1/4, 4.5 on the older model, which now gives our rider much more adjustability. If he wants to pull the front arm down and give it a little more ski pressure, then he can do that. Another benefit by raising this front arm up an inch is that now we can keep a consistent track tension on this snowmobile. So 20 pounds at 2 inches. So as the snowmobile goes through its range of motion, from full extension to collapse, the track stays at a consistent 20 pounds.
To reduce weight and provide a more stable ride, Troy and his team also switched from a telescoping post to a fixed post on all M models.
The fixed vertical post worked very well in all the conditions. The rider will have the opportunity to put a different riser on if he wants to go a little taller, or if he's on the trail more, maybe he might want to go to a shorter riser. But we went away from the telescopic just because we were seeing that a lot of those mountain riders would rather have less weight.
All of our mountain sleds now have a shorter heat exchanger in them, and the reason we went with the shorter heat exchanger was just for snow buildup. So we noticed that when we didn't powder coat our tunnels, we were getting a lot of snow buildup on our snowmobile right here, particularly on the back. And so we noticed by going with the shorter exchanger and a powder coated tunnel, we just basically eliminated any snow buildup back here.
The ProClimb chassis and the ProClimb suspension, built to be lighter and more durable. Because once an Arctic rider has conquered one mountain, he's got to conquer them all. Mountains come in all shapes and sizes, and that's why the 2016 Arctic Cat M lineup offers power plant options to fit every style of riding. The high-tech 6000 C-Tech 2 two-stroke with 125 class horsepower. The 7000 three-cylinder four-stroke with 135 class horsepower. The 8000 two-stroke with 160 class horsepower. And the 9000 turbocharged four-stroke with King of the Mountain 180 class horsepower. Let's see what makes these engines go. This quick-revving 125 class horsepower C-Tech 2 workhorse is the product of our world-class engine assembly plant in St. Cloud, Minnesota. The 6000 is one of the most satisfying engines ever to be cradled in the belly of a snowmobile, and one of the most durable.
So as an Arctic Cat rider, I've got to ride the M6000 quite a bit. Arctic Cat really hit a home run with that motor and that snowmobile. It's amazing the power that that engine delivers to the snow. Several people have asked my opinion on what to buy for the person that wants to come out west that enjoys riding on trails but also wants to get off into the meadows and dice on some side hills and stuff, and I highly recommend that M6000.
The electronic oil pump accurately meters fuel-to-oil ratios by RPM and by altitude, dramatically improving oil and fuel consumption. Dual-stage injection provides a clean burn with low emissions. Expect a fuel-to-oil ratio ranging from 65:1 to as high as 90:1. Depending on how heavy your right thumb gets. At lower engine loads, the dual-stage injection shoots fuel directly into the combustion chamber on top of the piston. By reducing the distance fuel has to travel, performance, fuel economy, and emissions all improve. In addition to more efficient fuel delivery, the injectors also deliver a small amount of oil to the engine's wrist bearings. Superior lubrication means superior durability. the 7000 four-stroke. Clean technology brings you advanced intake, exhaust, and oil and cooling systems. The 1049cc triple gets a state-of-the-art Arctic Cat fuel management system, creating throttle response that's both immediate and smooth. The sound this 135 class horsepower engine makes will invite you to have your way with the throttle every chance you get. The 8000 is one of the finest examples of liquid-cooled two-stroke refinement ever mated to a snowmobile. 160 class horsepower makes it one of the most powerful two-stroke engines anywhere. It features a lightweight, quick-revving crankshaft, battery-less EFI, Arctic Cat electronic exhaust valves, twin spark plugs per cylinder, and weight-saving engine reverse technology. The engine knock sensor provides octane recognition, an advantage that increases your fuel options. Arctic Cat will not be beaten. Not on the racetrack, not on the trail, not on the mountain. The king of all clean technology engines, the famed 1056cc four-stroke turbo has no rival. 177 horsepower is spellbinding. And when you experience 121 foot-pounds of torque at any elevation and temperature, well, you will understand why some people have to have it all. The intercooled turbo system utilizes 9 pounds per square inch of boost. A wastegate control valve regulates intake pressure to maintain boost pressure and reduce turbo lag. This engine rips. And what harnesses all this horsepower? The Arctic Drive System. And this year, performance will be unmatched thanks to the addition of Team Rapid Response clutches. These clutches are more durable and easier to maintain. They stay cooler under pressure. It comes down to eliminating belt slippage. In doing so, belt and clutch temperatures are reduced and more power is transferred to the track. And if you're into racing, clutch tuning is easy and precise.
Working with team clutches, for me, as we started that back in model year 2004 on the race sled, we really liked how their clutch worked. So now when we go to team clutches on all our Pro Climb sleds, I'm pretty excited about it for a few reasons, in that they have a very good reputation of durability. The clutches that we've been running with them, working with them on it, have performed very well. We feel that it's just smoother engagement and works smoother throughout the whole range of gearing, so to speak, and that as the clutches go from, just starting out to wide open throttle, it's just, they feel smooth and they've been proven very durable. And the mountain sleds, drive clutches, you're very hard on them. You get issues where the rollers go bad. Just because of the conditions that sled is run in. It's low ground speed, but high RPMs, high throttle position, so you're not going real fast, but you're digging through the deep snow. And you get a lot build up in heat in the clutches, and we see roller life is not as long as what you would see on a regular trail performance sled. So clutch durability is huge when it comes to the mountain sleds, and we've seen that the team clutches have been very durable. We've been really excited about them, how they've been working. The options for calibration have been very good. And then also what I really like is the driven clutch, because it just, when you're working on the clutch, it makes it a lot easier. Like if you want to take your belt off and check it, or just bring it inside when it's really cold outside, a lot of guys will do that. If it's going to be below 0 that night, they'll take their belt off and they'll bring it inside with them, so the next morning they can put a nice warm belt back on their sled and be ready to go. It's not hard on the belt. With the team clutch, I like it because it's just a little wrench that you just screw in and it spreads the sheaves. Very easy to get the belt on and off.
The 2016 M's from Arctic Cat. With best in the mountains horsepower and a race-proven drivetrain, these machines are ready to own the deep powder and conquer the peaks. When it comes to riding, sometimes the journey is more important than the destination. And that spirit is what drives Arctic Cat's 2016 touring sleds.
The touring category has evolved over the years. People seem to have a tendency to want more sporty vehicles that are also very nice for riding solo and maybe a little more aggressive, a little more fun and sport versus just your standard touring that we think of years ago. People are looking for more performance-type features and attributes out of those sleds, but still have all those great creature comforts that you're used to on a touring machine. Arctic Cat is going to be coming out with some new stuff in 2016, building on the momentum that we created in 2015 with the launch of the new Pantera 7000s. We're going to be moving into some more models utilizing that Pro Tour chassis for model year 2016. There are 4 Panteras in our lineup for model year 2016. Pantera 3000, Pantera 7000, Pantera 7000 Limited, and Pantera 7000 XT Limited. The Pantera 3000, 7000, and Limited models will come in our Pro Tour chassis, and those will be geared towards trail riding, touring, two-up riding, those type of things. The Pantera 7000 XT Limited is our new Pro Tour WT chassis. It's going to be basically your real Cadillac of touring sleds. It comes with all the bells and whistles, all the features that you want on a touring sled, but in our new wide track chassis, so it still gives you the ability to go on and off trail. It also has the capability of 3 people. You can ride 3 people on this machine. It comes with all the features that you'd expect on a top-of-the-line Pantera, things like heated seats and hand grips, adjustable backrests, lots of storage, a large windshield for great wind protection, and detachable luggage cases.
Go places you've never been and see things you've never seen on a 2016 Pantera from Arctic Cat. The 2016 Panteras bring a whole new level of performance to the touring category, thanks in large part to our 2 Pro Tour chassis. On the Pantera 3000, Pantera 7000, and Pantera 7000 Limited models, you'll find the regular Pro Tour.
The Pro Tour chassis, as opposed to the Pro Climb or the Pro Cross, obviously it's a little stronger. It's built, it's a single one-piece tunnel. It has steel tube running board supports, steel tube bumper, things that make it a stronger vehicle for the capability of hauling a little more cargo. Of course, hauling 2 people for touring application, but really the differences come from the drive shaft back, and that's it's just a longer chassis with more strength built in for the ability to carry more stuff, carry an extra person, and house longer tracks, which are typically a better application for touring. Every Pro Tour chassis that we use in the various models is a 1/46" length.
For the 2016 Pantera XT Limited, we borrowed a page from our Bearcat machines and added a wider chassis. The result is a machine that's born to tour, but offers unprecedented versatility.
The Pantera 7000 XT Limited comes in our new Pro Tour WT chassis, and that'll be geared towards touring, but also because it's a wide track, has the ability for the off-trail flotation, a lot of the good off-trail use as well.
Don't just tour the backcountry, ride the backcountry on a new 2016 touring sled from Arctic Cat. A smooth ride starts with a smooth engine, and this year, nothing beats the Pantera.
Last year we introduced 2 new Pantera models, the Pantera 7000 and the 7000 Limited, and they were a huge success, went over very well. Now this year we're going to introduce a brand new Pantera 3000. And that Pantera 3000 will come with our new 3000 series engine. It fits in that 65 horsepower class. It's 700cc twin-cylinder 4-stroke. It's going to be geared for that guy who wants smooth, quiet, fuel-efficient, really all-around great 4-stroke performance. Being so smooth and being the quietest engine in our lineup will make the 3000 just a superb fit for our touring market and for a Pantera customer.
Enter the 3000, a new C-Tech 4 engine that combines plenty of power with clean technology and incredible fuel efficiency. At 700cc, this very versatile engine fills an important niche in the 65 class horsepower range. It's compact, It's lightweight, and thanks to electronic fuel injection, throttle response is immediate.
Our 7000 engine obviously is our flagship four-stroke engine, and that gets us into that real sporty, performance-orientated market. We felt a need to get into a more entry-level four-stroke, which would be a little more for the guy who isn't so concerned about overall performance, but wants to be smooth, wants quiet, wants the great fuel economy, and just likes to get out on a nice, quiet, pleasurable snowmobile and go out for a nice ride.
The 7000 four-stroke. Clean technology brings you advanced intake, exhaust, and oil and cooling systems. The 1049cc triple gets a state-of-the-art Arctic Cat fuel management system, creating throttle response that's both immediate and smooth. The sound this 135 class horsepower engine makes will invite you to have your way with the throttle every chance you get. For 2016, all Panteras with the 7000 engine are propelled with a newly upgraded Arctic drive system with Team clutches. This year, new clutches from Team Industries bring more durability and easier maintenance. By eliminating belt slippage, these clutches stay cooler under pressure. And when belt and clutch temperatures are reduced, more power is transferred to the track.
Clutch durability is huge, and we've seen that the Team clutches have been very durable. We've been really excited about them, how they've been working. We feel that it's just smoother engagement and works smoother throughout the whole range of gearing, so to speak, and that as the clutches go from just starting out to wide open throttle, they feel smooth. We've seen great success on the racetrack with the Team clutch, and now being able to put it in our consumer sleds is very exciting to me because it's a very reputable, very durable, lightweight clutch.
For smooth, quiet acceleration, the 2016 Panteras are in a class by themselves.
Our Bearcat name is synonymous with utility and has been an important part of our utility segment for a number of years. There's 6 Bearcats in the model year 2016 lineup. We have a Bearcat 2000 LT, a Bearcat 2000 XTE, a Bearcat 2000 XT, a Bearcat 3000 LT, a Bearcat 7000 XT, and a Bearcat 7000 XT GS. Our Bearcat 2000 LT is in our twin spar chassis, comes with our 570 fan-cooled engine, very economical, more entry-level for the utility market. Our Bearcat 2000 XTE comes in our twin spar wide chassis. That is a 20-inch wide track, also comes with the 570 fan-cooled engine, once again kind of your economy leader for wide track utility use. Our Bearcat 2000 XT is basically a more featured up version of the XTE. The Bearcat 3000 LT is a brand new model for us this year. It's going to come with our brand new 65 horsepower class 3000 series engine. It's a 700cc twin cylinder 4-stroke. It's also going to come with our new 10/8 skis on the front, which are 8-inch wide with a 10-inch width up front. Ski is a little more tipped than in previous years and a different keel design, which is meant for ultimate off-trail deep snow use. It's going to come with our mountain-style seat, which is a little bit narrower, makes it perfect for off-trail riding, easy to stand up on, easy to maneuver. It's going to have mountain-type bars with a grab strap on them. It's going to have a simple but effective rear rack that also gives you the ability to strap cargo, haul wood, whatever it is on the rear of your machine. This machine also will come with our 146-inch slide action skid frame, which is similar to what we use in our Panteras. It'll be a 15-inch wide Cobra track. This vehicle is designed for that person who likes to meander around, or I'll say kind of boondock through the woods. It becomes a real economical option for somebody who's looking for light utility use. Our brand new Bearcat 7000 XT is building off of a long history of Bearcat success that we've had. A lot of our focus was on off-trail maneuverability, improved cooling system for towing and for low-speed use. Our new tri-shift feature is going to be a very huge feature for us. We have a high, a low, and a super low, which gives you the ability to still be geared up high enough to run at trail speeds and still be able to run across a lake as fast as you want, but also has the ability to gear down to a more reasonable level for mid-trail use or light pulling and things like that. The combination of our 7000 series engine, which puts us in a 135 horsepower class, with this super low gear gives us the opportunity to really go where no sled has gone before. We have all that torque of that 7000 series engine and the ability to gear it down to such a low gear ratio that allows you to move large objects, go at really low speeds without track spin, which is advantageous when you're trying to work your way through the deep snow. Our new 7000 Bearcat XT comes with a brand new articulating rear suspension. It's been redesigned from previous generations of our Bearcat rear suspensions. And what articulating rear suspension does is it basically means the rear of the suspension is allowed to move up and down as the skid frame works through the bumps or through the snow, which essentially shortens up the rear. So on a wide track 7000 XT like this, you have 20-inch wide track by 154-inch length, which is very long track, very wide track, which is a lot of traction on the ground. What the articulating frame does is it allows the back of that track to come up, which shortens the feel of the snowmobile when you're riding it forward or when you're riding it on the trails. But where a real big benefit comes in is where you're backing up in the snow, that rear of that skid frame will come up and want to get up on top of the snow versus go straight or dig into the snow. Our new Bearcat 7000 XT-GS is kind of building off the momentum we had with our Bearcat 5000 XT-GS. We designed a snowmobile that was for use in small trail grooming, cross-country ski grooming, ski resort use, things of that nature. What we're trying to do with our new Bearcat groomer sled is make it a little more versatile and not only appeal to the people that groom trails, but also be a little more useful for places like ski resorts, police departments, fire and rescue, any kind of safety vehicle. We've got a lot of built-in safety features, things like the light bar with a safety light and the work light. The GS also gets our new articulating skid frame, 10/8 skis for flotation, the new tri-shift transmission for use in grooming and so forth. So we've taken all those things and integrated them into the GS sled.
When you check out the 2016 Bearcats, you'll find 3 different chassis. Bearcat 2000 models feature the tried and true twin spar. The Bearcat 3000 LT is built on the all-new Pro Ute, and the Bearcat 7000 XT and GS feature the brand new Pro Ute WT. Both Pro Ute chassis offer a new level of performance.
Obviously, it's a little stronger. It's a single one-piece tunnel. It has steel tube, running board supports, steel tube bumper, things that make it a stronger vehicle for the capability of hauling a little more cargo, of course hauling 2 people for a touring application. The Bearcat 3000 LT is a brand new model for us this year. It's built off the Pro Ute chassis. This machine also will come with our 146-inch slide action skid frame, which is similar to what we use in our Panteras. It's going to have a new track for us. It'll be a 15-inch wide Cobra track, which is geared for mostly off-trail use and performance in deep snow. The 3000 LT Bearcat will have our new 10/8 skis along with a 38-inch ski stance, which the combination of the two makes it very easy to maneuver in the deep powder. This vehicle is designed for that person who likes to get out and meander around, or I'll say kind of boondock through the woods, haul light loads, things like that. Becomes a real economical option for somebody who's looking for light utility use.
The Pro Ute WT is the larger, heavy utility chassis, featuring a standard passenger seat and a longer, wider track.
Our new 7000 Bearcat XT comes with a brand new articulating rear suspension. It's been redesigned from previous generations. And what articulating rear suspension does is it basically means the rear of the suspension is allowed to move up and down as the skid frame works through the bumps or through the snow, which essentially shortens up the rear. So on a wide track 7000 XT like this, you have 20-inch wide track by 154-inch length, which is very long track, very wide track, which is a lot of traction on the ground. What the articulating frame does is it allows the back of that track to come up, which shortens the feel of the snowmobile when you're riding it forward or when you're riding it on the trails. But where a real big benefit comes in is where you're backing up in the snow, that rear of that skid frame will come up and want to get up on top of the snow versus go straight or dig into the snow. Another nice benefit of our new articulating skid frame is the ability to lock and unlock it. So if you do want to lock it in for certain use, you can. It's a real easy pull and plug pin. And the reason you would maybe lock it in is if you want more traction on the ground, you could lock the frame in, get all that track there for pulling. That'll help you keep your ski pressure. It'll help you keep more track on the ground for pulling large loads. One other thing we did with this new Bearcat is we narrowed the ski stance to a 40-inch on-center ski stance, which is a little narrower than we've been in the past. The benefits of the narrower ski stance just gives you the ability to get between obstacles and maneuver in the deep snow. And that kind of ties right into our new 10/8 skis, which are all-new design, 8-inch ski for the majority, but it has a 10-inch tip, and the skis themselves are tipped up in the front much more. It gets up on top of the snow and makes for a much more off-trail friendly ski.
The 2016 Bearcats, built to haul, built to pull, built to ride. The 2016 Bearcats are offered in 3 engine packages: the 2000 fan-cooled 2-stroke, the new 3000 4-stroke, and the 7000 4-stroke. Let's take a look at what makes these engines hum. The value-focused 565cc 2-stroke fan-cooled carbureted engine is powerful, durable, and efficient. Push-button reverse is a favorite in the utility segment. This engine is revered around the world for its simplicity and dependability, and the value can't be beat. Enter the 3000, a new C-Tech 4 engine that combines plenty of power with clean technology and incredible fuel efficiency. At 700cc, this very versatile engine fills an important niche in the 65 class horsepower range. It's compact, it's lightweight, and thanks to electronic fuel injection, throttle response is immediate. The 7000 4-stroke. Clean technology brings you advanced intake, exhaust, and oil and cooling systems. The 1049cc triple gets a state-of-the-art Arctic Cat fuel management system, creating throttle response that's both immediate and smooth. The sound this 135 class horsepower engine makes will invite you to have your way with the throttle every chance you get. The new Bearcat 7000 XT and 7000 XT GS feature a new drive system with team clutches. Both of these Bearcats put power at your fingertips thanks to the new wide range 3-speed or WR3 transmission.
We've been asked by our customers to come with a high-low transmission, and we've kind of one-upped them as we now have a high, a low, and a super low, which gives you the ability to still be geared up high enough to run at trail speeds and still be able to run across a lake as fast as you want, but also has the ability to gear down to a more reasonable level for mid-trail use or light pulling and things like that. But what's really neat about our new system is it's going to allow you to go to a super low gear, which is going to be over 40% lower than anybody else in the industry. It gives you the opportunity to go at such slow speeds that you can get heavy loads moving without any fear or risk of belt or drivetrain issues. It allows you to get belt lockup and good engagement without track spin. The combination of our 7000 series engine, which puts us in a 135 horsepower class, with this super low gear, gives us the opportunity to really go where no sled has gone before.
And for both the Bearcat 7000 XT and 7000 XT GS, new clutches from Team Industries bring more durability and easier maintenance. By eliminating belt slippage, these clutches stay cooler under pressure. And when belt and clutch temperatures are reduced, more power is transferred to the track. But that's not all.
All of our new Y-Tracks and our Pro Ute WT chassis come with a front-mounted radiator. It's the large radiator with a fan on it. This is going to greatly improve our cooling capacity and efficiency over previous models. We also have a front heat exchanger tied into that system, but what the large radiator allows you to do is move at slow speeds and in applications where you aren't getting that snow kick up onto a typical heat exchanger without overheating your engine, which obviously is very important for engine durability and engine life.
The 2016 Bearcats, the power you need to get things done. Looking to get the whole family out on the trail? The 2016 Arctic Cat lineup has a variety of sleds designed for families and young riders just starting out. The Lynx 2000 is built on the twin spar chassis, perfect for cruising the trails thanks to its body-saving ride. Curved handlebars and easy steering add to a silky smooth ride, while convenient features like electric start, push-button reverse, a digital analog gauge, and an integrated seat storage pouch all bring you back for more. Under the hood, the Lynx 2000 gets the reliable 565cc fan-cooled two-stroke engine, combined with the rugged Act Diamond drive and the race-inspired slide-action rear suspension. The ride is unmistakably Arctic Cat. And for the Tucker Hibberts of tomorrow, there's no better place to start than an Arctic Cat ZR120. This awesome-looking machine runs on a 123cc fan-cooled four-stroke engine. It comes in Team Arctic Green with a fully functional AWS front suspension, including hydraulic shocks and a Team Arctic hood. And because safety is always our biggest concern, it comes with a working headlight, an LED taillight, tether switch, and a safety flag. The Arctic Cat Lynx and the ZR120, built to deliver great performance at great value, so everyone can get out and ride. When you live to ride, details matter. It's not just about how you look out on the trails, it's about how your sled performs. And when you're an Arctic rider, good enough is never good enough. That's why we stop at nothing to fill the pages of our Arctic wear and accessories catalog with the gear and accessories riders who love to ride know they need. You can rest assured that every item has been designed, engineered, and tested to help you get the most out of every ride. That means gear that breathes better, moves better, and keeps you warmer than ever before. And accessories that help you go full throttle every day. When you live to be out on your sled, this is the gear that lets you ride more. Sure, there's a lot to look at, more than 160 pages of adrenaline-producing choices. But when you ride the best snowmobile, you deserve the best gear. Check out a copy of the 2016 Arctic Wear and Accessories catalog at your dealer, or look for it online at arcticcat.com. It all starts with the race sled and a question. What record-defying technology will this race season bring? Every inch of these race sleds is deliberately engineered to dominate the competition. The same is true for the Team Arctic rider. To these top athletes, winning requires that they be as well-tuned as their engines, clutches, and suspensions. Championships come to those who know they are ready to ascend the podium. Snowcross, hill climbs, cross-country, ice ovals. Whatever the race venue, Team Arctic racers give it their all to win it all. Winning on the racetrack translates to building winning consumer sleds. To this day, you will still find Roger Skyme and his loyal team of engineers turning wrenches in the shop, discovering new ways to bring what we learn on the racetrack to the very sleds you ride. This sport will always be a huge part of building the best sleds. To see racing at its finest, head to an event near you. Stay up with all the action and race schedules at arcticcat.com/Team Arctic.